Hello, Saints. Today in our Daniel class, it'll be a Zoom and at church. We're in chapter 3 of Daniel, the fiery furnace. And you're all invited to attend if you're interested in coming, if you live close by. If not, contact me. We'll get you the Zoom link. You can join us on Zoom. The three Hebrew children, have refused to bow before that golden statue that Nebuchadnezzar set up in the plains of Durin. The interesting thing is this is all inside the city walls, not outside. This is inside. That's how big Babylon was. I mean, they could grow their own food in there. That's what happened when the city got surrounded by Cyrus. People were up on the walls and from inside the city throwing food at them. They were taunting, mocking them, saying, "Hey, you're not going to starve us out. We can grow our own food." And so here they are inside the city. All the people have gathered. He gathered all the governors, everybody, all the leaders from around the country or the empire. And when the music plays, they're the bow to the statue. And like we said last time, the three faithful don't. And they refuse to and say, "Though you kill us, we will not, whether God saves us or not." And then we see them tossed into the fire. In fact, he gears up the fire, makes it 7 times hotter. He just makes it as hot as it can be to make its point. And that when the strong men carry them to the fire to cast them in, they themselves are overcome with it outside of the fire. They're not even in the fire. And then after they're cast in, Nebuchadnezzar peers into it. And he sees people walking around. But he doesn't see 3. He sees 4. Now, sometimes some of us have read it and we think, oh, he saw Jesus. He probably did, but he didn't know. All he knew is that 4th being in there was divine. He called it the Son of the Gods. That was his best reference frame. But you and I both know that was Christ walking with them. And he bade them to come out. And the 3 came out, and their hands that had been tied, all that rope burned off, but didn't burn their skin, and they didn't have the smell of smoke on their clothes or on their body. It says they were pristine. And he saw that God had saved them. And while he gives glory to God, truly gives glory, he then gives the opposite, that any of those who do not worship the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that they are to be torn limb from limb. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was there and I just come through this and I saw my pagan king just give himself over to God, the Creator God, and acknowledge his rule and authority and power and salvation, being a follower of God, I wouldn't want to hear the next part to come out of his mouth, that any of those out here who don't believe are going to be killed. I mean, that's belief by coercion, and we don't teach that. Well, we shouldn't. Maybe some of us do. I don't know. But it seems to be the oxymoron we see in this king, who's now been confronted with the true God and amazed and awed by him, make this harsh decree that they have to believe or they'll be killed. And but that's what he does. But this just shows you the moving, that Nebuchadnezzar is moving in a direction away from his previous self, of his arrogant self, of when he built in the kingdom, made the Neo-Babylonian Empire what it is. And we'll continue to see that, especially in the next chapter, chapter 4. And we have some stories to tell on that. In the meantime, we'll see you then. Blessings.